almost like a hockey goaltender to knock it down.
We are live. Detroit Tigers versus the Cleveland Indians. Game 3. Winner advances to the American League Divisional Series versus Seattle. Tigers up 1-0. Already in the Guardians bullpen, the Indians bullpen. We got the play-by-play. We got the game. We got everything for you. Guys, I know you can't really see much of it, but we got the pitcher. You can see that. You can't see the ball. You can't see a home run, but you're going to know what's going to happen on my channel. Thank you guys for watching.
And the pitch. Swinging a pop-up foul off to the right, not a play. Leave the 2-2 again. These crowds in Cleveland have been so into every pitch, especially the last 2 days. The noise has been incredible early on. Runners get their lead. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A fastball below the zone, and Heron gets out of the inning, allowing a single run. Detroit leaves a pair in scoring position. It's the middle of the third. Detroit 1, Cleveland 0. You're listening to the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Do you ever feel like your ideas just get lost when you're on the go? Meet Remarkable Paper Pro Move, the paper tablet that keeps up with your mind and notes wherever you are. It's like if your favorite notebook could connect to the digital world, and it slips right into your jacket pocket, so it's ready whenever you need it. There's a better way to capture your thoughts on the go. Get your Remarkable Paper Pro Move today at remarkable.com.
Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers 24/7 with their AI agent. Join over 90,000 businesses using Quo. Try it free, then get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN, QUO.com/ESPN. They'll even port your existing numbers for free. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Football Sunday on ESPN Radio.
Let's go! When it comes to processing and preparation and passion for the game, I bring those at a really high level.
Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos head to the link to face the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles.
The game and the work that you put into the game never lie to you. To be 4-0, that's good. Don't let good get in the way of great.
The Broncos at the Eagles. Coverage begins Sunday at noon Eastern, with kickoff at 1 Eastern on ESPN Radio. You're listening to the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
1-0 Detroit, bottom 3, 8-9-1 due for Cleveland. CJ Kafis, Brian Rocchio, Stephen Kwan, the scheduled hitters. Kafis will lead things off. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. First pitch misses outside to the left-handed hitting C.J. Kafis with Kyle Peterson, Mike Farron back in Cleveland at Progressive Field. Detroit with a 1-0 lead in the decisive game of this wildcard series. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count 2-0. Detroit getting the lead on what's been ruled a double by Kerry Carpenter that clanked off the glove of Kafis, the first baseman, who's at the plate right now. The 2-0. Hammered down the right field line, hooking and going foul. It's 2-1. Kafis made his debut August 2nd, part of this run in September for Cleveland. On July 6th of this year, Kyle, the Detroit Tigers finished a 3-game sweep of the Cleveland Guardians and had a 14-game lead in the division, and it was 15.5 over fourth place Cleveland. 2-1 line, leaping backhanded grab by Javi Baez to take away a base hit. What a play by Baez, 1 out.
And Baez was pitched up the middle on there too. If he's playing a normal shortstop position, it's about right to him. But pitched up the middle, Had to go a little bit further to make that play. Didn't fully lay out, but it was full extension when he went to make it. And erases what looked to be a leadoff single by Kafis.
One out, nobody on. Bottom third, 1-0 Detroit.
I had the Cubs and the Guardians July 2nd. First or second, one of those.
First pitch to Brian Rocchio at the game-winning homer yesterday. He takes a strike.
If you would have told me that the Guardians were going to win the division, I would have looked to have you committed at that point, honestly. There's nothing about it that looked like they would.
I saw them in August, and that was right in a stretch where they lost 9 out of 10. They had 2 long losing streaks this year, and it felt the same way. It did not feel like they were going to make the postseason. They 0-1. Outside, it's 1-1. In fact, they were 6.5 games out of first with 12 games to go, and half of those against first place Detroit. And yet, on the last day of the season, Rocchio's 3-run homer off the foul pole won them the division outright. The 1-1. There's the ball down low. It's 2-1. Detroit, after July 8th, when they had their biggest lead, only Minnesota had fewer wins than them in the American League. Some of it has been injuries. The 2-1 to Rocchio. He swings and hammers one down the right field line, hooking in the corner and going foul. And the count 2-2. They lost Reese Olson, one of their key starters, for the rest of the regular season. I think there is still a chance he might be able to return late in the postseason if Detroit makes a run. They have not had Matt Vierling for most of the year. He was their number 3 hitter in the playoffs last year, the right-handed hitting utility man. And down the stretch, they haven't had Colt Keith, one of their young offensive stars. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty curveball from Flaherty. Fans Rocchio for out number 2. Already 4 strikeouts for Jack Flaherty.
He's been efficient, too. Just 39 pitches the first turn through the order. He's given up just the 1-out single in the second to Delauder.
2 outs for the All-Star Stephen Kwan. 1-0 Detroit, bottom 3. Flaherty rocks and delivers. There's a strike, 0-1. Cleveland's comeback, the biggest ever to win a division or league in Major League history. 15.5 games. The 0-1. Down low. They count 1-1 now to Kwan. And yet Detroit still made the playoffs and has a chance to move to the division series. Even with all of that, they're still in the mix. And they have the lead in Game 3, the decisive game. The 1-1. Kwan, broken bat, roller to third. Charging McKinstry. Gloves, throws on the run. Offline, but Torkelson keeps his foot on the bag. And the inning is over. A 1-2-3 third inning for Jack Flaherty, helped by the great defense of Javi Baez. At the end of 3 innings, Detroit 1, Cleveland 0. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Well, have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next-day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. I run payroll too.
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/small business to sign up for free.
This is Joe Budden. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
I'm Christine Lisi. One divisional round series matchup is set in MLB. The Dodgers, after knocking out the Reds in the NL Wildcard round, open up their NLDS Saturday against the Phillies. ESPN MLB analyst Hunter Pence.
These are 2 very top-heavy teams, 2 teams that are prime, and it's like World Series mentality. It's teams that are ready for that push, and really the Phillies beat them in the series, but I really think that the Dodgers are playing their best baseball. If there is kind of a Achilles heel and a strategy for the Phillies, it's can they get to the pin.
Hunter Pence. LA's bullpen dicey at times in the wild card round against Cincinnati. Shohei Ohtani will make his Dodgers postseason pitching debut in Game 1 on Saturday. Christopher Sanchez will counter for Philadelphia. Back to you, Kyle Peterson and Mike Farron.
Christine, that is going to be a fantastic matchup between the Dodgers and Phillies, the other National League Series. The top seed in the NL, the Milwaukee Brewers, winners of 97 games, will face the winner of the Cubs and Padres Game 3 today. Don't miss the National League Wildcard Series. My cousins Chris Burke have the call directly following our game. ESPN, ESPN Radio, and on Sirius XM Channel 80 for first pitch there. Our good friend Chris from Louisville.
Yes.
Everybody's favorite sports talk show caller.
Gracing the airwaves today.
Joey Cantillo, the American League Rookie of the Month, is out of the bullpen to take over for Cleveland. Third pitcher of the day, he'll face the left-handed hitting all-star Riley Green. First pitch to Green. Outside of ball, 1-0. Green pinch hit for at a key spot yesterday. And we were having a conversation before the game. Some people that were saying, hey, that's the kind of thing that, as Ellen misses, that can really disrupt a clubhouse when your all-star gets pinch hit for. But based on Green's comments after the game, it seemed like he was on board with the decision. You certainly understand why A.J. Hinch did it, because Green has struggled so much with lefties. That one hammered deep and fouled on the right field line.
I mean, I think it can disrupt a clubhouse if you don't have a good clubhouse, or if you don't have somebody like an A.J. Hinch who is a very good communicator. And I'm sure that it was discussed ahead of time that this may happen. And that's how you diffuse a potential problem.
2-1. That one line to left, and that'll get down the line for a base hit. Kwan over to get it. Green around first. He'll hold on as Kwan's throw is high, and it's backed up by Kafis. Kwan, one of the most accurate throwing outfielders, airmailed the shortstop areas at second. Green, who does not have great speed, holds on with a single.
It was a pretty good pitch, too. I mean, it was a fastball that were trying to go in on Riley Green, and they got there. It was a little bit late on it, just hit it to the right spot. You're not going to see Riley Green hit many flares out to left field over the third baseman's head, but put it in the right spot. It's another base runner for the Tigers.
Detroit leading 1-0. Dylan Dingler's their best hitter against left-handed pitching in the lineup, and he takes high ball. It's 1-0. Dingler hitless in this series. I think it was surprising to everybody that Riley Green was the guy that was hit for, because it hadn't happened during the regular season. As Dingler swings and misses with a changeup. That's Cantillo's best pitch. It's 1-1. But when you start to factor in that it's just a little different in the postseason, you can understand. And again, he has not had a good second half, despite the fact he had 36 homers and knocked in 111. The 1-1 upstairs. The changeup there. It's 2-1.
I mean, Detroit safety squeezed in the first game of this series. They haven't done it all year, so that should give you an immediate indicator that it's going to be handled a little bit different on both sides.
The Hawaiian-born Cantillo rocks and delivers and misses upstairs with a changeup, and the count 3-1 to Dingler. Well, all of a sudden, a very important pitch here for Cantillo. He has been better against righties than lefties this season. Lefty sporting a good changeup. That's why he has the reverse splits. The 3-1. Foul back. Boy, he got his kitchen there. It's full.
In a fastball count, too. 92 miles an hour in on the hands of Dingler.
Detroit 1, Cleveland 0, top of the fourth. Riley Green at first, being held by C.J. Kafis. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball down and in that Dingler swung through for out number 1.
It looked like Dingler was looking for something else right there. Cantillo went back-to-back fastballs. Both were inside. The first was elevated. Then to finish him off, it was down and maybe a little bit out of the zone. But it was a late, almost defensive swing by Dingler. It was in a 3-1 positive count. And 2 straight fastballs struck him out.
Here's Zach McKinstry, the left-handed hitting third baseman. Ramirez, the third baseman, playing in. First pitch upstairs to McKinstry, 1-0. He is the one that laid down the bunt you talked about before, the safety squeeze that helped Detroit win Game 1. McKinstry, an all-star this year, super utility man, waits, the 1-0. Upstairs, and count 2-0. It seems like Cantillo may be a little amped up. This has not been good command for him so far with that heater.
Fastball velocity about what he's averaged this year. Averages right about 92, and that's where he's been sitting since coming in.
2-0. He misses high with a changeup in the count. 3-0. That's a number of changeups that have missed out.
Yeah, and that's usually the biggest indicator of if guys are a little bit too excited, too amped up, you kind of run it to home plate a little bit, that arm lags behind, and the misses are generally up and out of the zone.
3-0. That one missed down low. Ball 4. McKinstry thought it was going to be called a strike. So do this crowd, and now Detroit has 2 aboard with 1 out in the 4th. So Cantillo, a strikeout and a walk, and now here's Javi Baez. Baez flied to right his first trip, and Bo Naylor's going to go out to talk to Cantillo. This is a big spot for the lefty, who was a key member of the rotation down the stretch last year, too. And his last trip to the minor leagues, Kyle, they talked to him about being more assertive with his fastball. And that's something that he's tried to do. He has really tried to be aggressive with it. And that mentality that he talked about actually rubbed off on some of the more veteran Cleveland pitchers, including it leading to success for Tanner Bybee down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it led to Tanner Bybee having an incredible month of September. For Cantillo, too, I mean, he was definitely very aggressive with that fastball against Dingler. He stuck 2 of them glove side to finish him off. That time missed with 4 straight.
Runners at first and second, 1 out. The first pitch to Baez. He takes a strike. It's 0-1. Changeup that floated in there.
I don't know that you want to go back there again. That was a very hitterish changeup.
Detroit leading 1-0, looking for more in the 4th. The pitch, foul back. 93-mile-an-hour fastball at Baez tardy. Shadows becoming less of a factor as they have extended from the mound to the home plate area. Just a couple of speckles of sunshine around the home plate circle. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him to chase a changeup, 2 outs.
You had said it earlier in this inning, the changeup is Cantillo's best, and I think what he's most comfortable going to against right-handers. Getting the plus count, don't waste any time. Took the changeup, ran it arm side, down and away from the right-handed hitting Javi Baez, and that's a big strikeout right there after a 4-pitch walk.
And it'll be up to Parker Meadows, who singled and scored in the 3rd. 1-0 Detroit. Third baseman Ramirez even with the bag. First pitch. Upstairs with a fastball, 1-0. Detroit left 15 men on base yesterday. They have already stranded 3 today. Cleveland's pitching staff has been bend but don't break so far. Detroit searching for a big hit. The pitch. Down low, the count 2-0. You have to think if you're Detroit, as long as you keep building innings, at some point it's going to come through. They just haven't been able to this point.
They have built plenty of innings over the last 3 days.
2-0 the count. The pitch. Swinging a pop-up into left. Quan, a late break coming in, calling for it, and squeezing it as he moves towards the line. And Detroit strands a pair here in the 4th. In the middle of the 4th, it's Detroit 1, Cleveland 0. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidda smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now, you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidda's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidda is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So, whether you're upgrading or installing for time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidda, help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidda 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tap, ridiculously fast acting, sky high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Can't get enough baseball? Start streaming MLB Network today. Get up to 15 out-of-market games a week live on any device. Plus 24/7 access to MLB Network's award-winning shows, including live game look-ins and exclusive player interviews. And hear live radio play-by-play from all 30 clubs with MLB at Bat. Enjoy the home of baseball from virtually anywhere. Plans start as low as $5.99 per month. Sign up now at MLBnetwork.com/stream. Available in the U.S. only. Blackout restriction applies. Visit MLB.com/subscribe for full terms and conditions.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Game 3, American League Wildcard Series. The winner goes to Seattle for the ALTS. The Detroit Tigers with a 1-0 lead over the Cleveland Guardians. Jack Flaherty has gone 3 innings so far for Detroit. He will face the heart of the Cleveland order, starting with the rookie George Valera. Jose Ramirez, Kyle Manzardo, the scheduled hitters, and then the rookie Chase DeLauder. And we were expecting right about the time that Manzardo comes up to be the first pressure point for Detroit on how they want to use their bullpen, but there's no action yet. Flaherty winds, and the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Valera. A strike, it's 0-1. Valera, power and patience has been his calling card. Had a chance to talk to him for a while before the game today. What a nice young man as he takes time out. He was born in Brooklyn, but moved to the Dominican Republic shortly before he signed as an international free agent. Here's the 0-1. Down low, the count 1-1.
That swing changed this place last night. The home run in the first inning got the crowd into it. I think it gave Cleveland some more offensive hope.
I went inside, 2-1.
But the hope just didn't come to fruition for another 7 innings.
One of 3 home runs Cleveland hit, 2 of them were in the decisive 8th inning where they scored 5. Whereas Detroit just had a ton of traffic and couldn't score. A strike. A slider on the inside edge, and the count 2-2. So far, the book is fairly similar to yesterday's, but Detroit is leading 1-0. The delivery. Valera lines one down the right field line. That one will go all the way to the wall. Valera around first, digging for second. Perez throw, not in time. A leadoff double for George Valera.
103 off the bat on a slider that was coming back in towards him, and it was the swing of Valera yesterday that got everybody going. Now it's a swing of Valera today, just a few innings later, that does the same. When that breaking ball, and he had seen it a few times in that at-bat, stays up enough for that left-handed swing to get to it. That's the action you can have, and now we get to see their all-everything third hole hitter.
Jose Ramirez batting from the left side, takes a breaking ball low, 1-0, 1-0 Detroit. Tying run at second, nobody out. Here in the 4th, Ramirez has been quiet so far, just 1 for 5 with 4 walks. The pitch. That one off the plate with a slider, 2-0.
I got uncomfortable on the mound when guys started having comfortable takes. And that was a very comfortable take from Ramirez.
Valera off second, the pitch. He takes down low, the count 3-0. I wonder...
He's not going to see a strike.
Yeah, it was curveball, slider, right? All of them off the plate. This would be unintentional, intentional walk.
And I would just put him on. I mean, I think it just take it out of his hands. But
3-0. He lands a breaking ball for a strike just on the edge of the zone, 3-1. Ramirez does not offer outside the strike zone. He does not strike out very much. It would be really risky to walk him and put the first 2 on in this inning if you're Detroit, though. They lead 1-0. The pitch, swing and a miss. Boy, he got him to swing over top of a really good curveball. It's 3-2.
He's thrown 2 great breaking balls back-to-back. The 3-0 slider that got the very bottom of the zone on the outside corner, and that time the curveball that takes about 6 or 7 miles an hour off from the slider that Ramirez swung over the top of.
It's been all breaking balls in this at-bat. 1-0 Detroit. Valera leading from second for Cleveland. The pitch. He swings and lines a one-hopper past Torres into right center field, a base hit. Valera around third. He will score. Jose Ramirez has arrived and tied this game at 1.
You go to the well too many times against a future Hall of Famer. At some point, he's probably going to get you. And it was all off speed in that entire at bat. It was the sixth either slider or curveball that Ramirez had seen. This one not in a bad location, but you just face him one of the best in the game, and he ties it up.
1-1 the score, and Ramirez a threat to run. First pitch, a strike to the left-handed hitting Manzardo. Kyle Peterson's instant analysis brought to you by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The next instant analysis is surprised that there's no action in Detroit's bullpen.
Flaherty, a long hold to pitch. Outside.
Trying to get you to read that promo again. I thought if I did it again, that you just
Kyle
nailed it.
Peterson's instant analysis is brought to you by ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yes!
The 1-1 runner goes. Pitch a ball. Throw by Dingler is in time to get him. Dylan Dingler, who was excellent at throwing out base runners this year, guns down Jose Ramirez for the first out in the fourth, and a huge play. Cleveland will take a look to see if they want to challenge, and they won't.
Well, he picked the right one to go on, too, but Dylan Dingler is going to be a household name here fairly quickly. He has been amazing behind the plate this year for Detroit, and even on the curveball, he threw a strike to second. Great tag by Baez to erase Ramirez.
1 out, 2-1 the count to Manzardo. 1-1 game. Dingler, during the season, threw out 32% of base runners. The league average is about 20. Outside. On the count, 3-1 to Manzardo. He was above average as a receiver, above average as a pitch blocker, and well above average throwing out base runners. The 3-1 to Manzardo. Foul back. He was late on a fastball and a hitter's count, and the count's full. Ramirez was just pounding his head like, how could you do that? I don't know. That seemed like a good jump and a good pitch to go on.
It was both. And it's a guy that was 44 for 51 this year in stolen bases. It took a perfect throw to get him, and they got it.
3-2. Manzardo takes low, ball 4, and he walks. All three batters Flaherty has faced in this inning have reached. And here's the rookie Chase DeLauder. 1-1 game. DeLauder, his first big league hit, a single in the second. Former first-round draft pick out of James Madison University. Waits. Manzardo not a threat to run, and DeLauder swings and misses. A rare changeup from Flaherty, 0-1.
His walk-up song is Take Me Home Country Road. And it had everybody on their feet. I'm telling you, man, the guy is already a fan favorite in Cleveland. He's been here 3 days.
The 0-1, swinging a chopper towards the middle. Baez gloves it, standing on the second base bag, fires to first, and the inning is over. Javier Baez has already made 2 incredible plays in this game. It's the end of 4. Detroit and Cleveland tied at 1. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Do you ever feel like your ideas just get lost when you're on the go? The truth is, your best thinking won't wait until you're back at your desk. It happens when you're on the move. Meet Remarkable Paper Pro Move, the paper tablet that keeps up with your mind and notes, wherever you are. It's like if your favorite notebook could connect to the digital world. Take notes on a display that feels just like paper, and then pick it up later on your laptop. All your work syncs to the cloud. It's effortless. And unlike your other devices, there are no digital distractions that fight for your attention. So you can focus on what or who is right in front of you. Remarkable Paper Pro Move is smaller than a paper bag and slips right into your jacket pocket. But the battery lasts up to 2 weeks, so it's ready whenever you need it. There's a better way to capture your thoughts on the go. Get your Remarkable Paper Pro Move today at remarkable.com.
As a sports fan, you want the best way to watch your favorite teams at home. And now you can experience game day in all its glory with a Samsung Super Big TV. It's super big and super clear, giving you a closer view than the sidelines. And you can go big without the blur, thanks to the supersized picture enhancer, even on our biggest TVs. So get ready for your game day with the ultimate fan-worthy TV at Samsung.com. Supersized picture enhancer utilizes AI-based formulas, available on 85-inch and larger TVs on models QN70F and above.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Detroit and Cleveland time at a game apiece in this best-of-3 wildcard series. They are also tied 1-1 as we head to the 5th. Only fitting that they would play another tight, close game between these two division rivals. The winner moves on to the American League Division Series in Seattle. Joey Cantillo will have to face the top of the Detroit order. Gleyber Torres, Kerry Carpenter, and Wenzel Perez are the scheduled hitters. Carpenter in the on-deck circle, so it does not look like with the lefty on the mound that A.J. Hinch is going to hit for him this early. First pitch is a strike to Torres. It's 0-1. Cantillo worked out of a bit of a jam in the 4th, and he fires a strike with the count 0-2 to Torres.
It did kind of feel like with the Guardians bullpen that was a little bit beat up and that they just had been used a lot in the first 2 games, that they needed Cantillo to give them some length today to get to the back end.
0-2 in the dirt. The count 1-2. I think it's a great point. Pete Smith, their all-world reliever at the end of games, thrown 50 pitches over the first 2 games of this. Hunter Gaddis, one of their key setup man, had thrown close to 40. Tim Herron has pitched in all 3 games already. The 1-2 outside. And the count 2-2. Eric Sabrowski, they've been very careful with this year because he's coming off Tommy John surgery, and he's pitched in the first 2 games as well. So, you're right. It does feel like they need to be a little bit cautious. Pitch down low, and the count is full. Torres, the leadoff man for Detroit in the 5th. Game tied at 1. Torres will use his timeout. On the flip side, Detroit, I think the biggest thing is they have a well-rested Will Vest, who got the last 4 outs of game 1, but did not pitch yesterday, and he is their best reliever.
He didn't even heat up either.
The pitch, swing and a miss. Had Torres out in front of a changeup, and the leadoff man gone for Detroit in the 5th.
There's the equalizer for Cantillo. It's a changeup. Comfortable throwing it to both righties and lefties, and comfortable throwing in any count. That time 3-2. Natural arm side run took it away from the bat of Gleyber Torres for the first out of the 5th.
Kerry Carpenter bats 26 home runs on the regular season. He has a hit and a walk today. As he takes low, it's 1-0. An RBI double in the 3rd on a ground ball that glanced off the glove of C.J. Kafis. Easily could have been scored an error. Set the 1-0. That one misses low with a breaking ball to Carpenter, 2-0. Boy, Kerry Carpenter has to be licking his chops here for a fastball. I know there are no fastball counts in the big leagues anymore, but the pitch, that one down low, it was a slider. It's 3-0. Think they'll turn him loose?
I do. Yeah.
The 3-0. Upstairs, a 4-pitch walk, and Carpenter's on base for the 3rd time today. Go ahead, run it first with 1 out for Wenzel Perez, who popped out to first. Perez and Torkelson behind him have done damage against left-handed pitching this year. Perez, as we mentioned, is in a now 5 for 58 slide. First pitch, and he wraps it foul behind Joey Cora, coaching at 3rd. It's 0-1.
That's 14 offensive innings for Detroit. They've had base runners in 12 of the 14. And have scored 2 runs.
Upstairs, 1-1. The big hit has been elusive for them. And it's not like these have been token 2-out rallies either. They have had opportunities. The 1-1. High in the count, 2-1. They have left a lot of men so far. 20 over the last 2 days. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Another good changeup. It's 2-2.
A big difference between those last two changeups. The one before, Cantillo, just a little bit too quick to home plate, was up and out of the zone. That was where he wanted to throw. Good arm side movement away from the right-handed hitter and down in the zone.
2-2 the count. Carpenter being held at first, the set and the pitch. Bouncer over the mound. Glove down. A sliding stop by the second baseman, Rocchio. Steps on the bag, fires to first, inning over. Brian Rocchio showing off his sterling defense to get Cantillo out of the inning. It's the middle of the fifth. It's Detroit 1, Cleveland 1. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is Joe Button. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hi, I'm Dorina, co-founder of Quo. You might know us as OpenPhone. My dad is a business owner, and growing up, he always kept his ringtone super loud so he'd never miss a customer call. Quo gives your team business phone numbers to call and text, and our AI agent answers 24/7. Over 90,000 businesses use Quo. Get 20% off at quo.com/ESPN. That's QUO.com/ESPN. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Can't get enough baseball? Start streaming MLB Network today. Get up to 15 out-of-market games a week live on any device. Plus 24/7 access to MLB Network's award-winning shows, including live game look-ins and exclusive player interviews. And hear live radio play-by-play from all 30 clubs with MLB at Bat. Enjoy the home of baseball from virtually anywhere. Plans start as low as $5.99 per month. Sign up now at MLBnetwork.com/stream. Available in the U.S. only. Blackout restriction applies. Visit MLB.com/subscribe for full terms and conditions.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Decisive game between Detroit and Cleveland. They're tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the fifth inning. We were just talking to the break. Both Javier Baez of the Tigers, Brent Rocchio of the Guardians have made some sensational defensive plays.
Hard plays that they just make them look so easy. Rocchio that time, it was a shortstop side of second base that he made the play, and all-in-one move slides before he gloves it. As he gloves it, pops up, steps on second base, and finishes a double play by his step. Just the ease of which he turned that play, and knowing right when he broke exactly what he wanted to do.
Gabriel Arias leads off the bottom of the fifth against Jack Flaherty. First pitch misses low, 1-0. Tyler Holton, who threw 2 1/3 innings for Detroit yesterday, is getting loose in the bullpen. There are a string of left-handed hitters coming up, and lefty Holton getting loose. The delivery. Arias swings and skies one to center, waving his arms a couple of times to the center fielder Meadows as he moves to his left to make the catch. And the leadoff man gone in the Cleveland fifth. And for right now, A.J. Hinch content to stay with Jack Flaherty, who has thrown the ball well.
I think he's doing great. I mean, the Valera double, the Ramirez single. Aside from that, he's given up just one hit. It was a one-out single to DeLauder in the second.
Kyle Finnegan beginning to get loose, a right-hander in the Detroit pen too. First pitch to Bo Naylor, left-handed hitting catcher, takes a strike. It's 0-1. Naylor hit a 3-run home run yesterday. He fouled out to the second baseman his first trip. The 0-1. Down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Naylor, the younger brother of former Guardians and current Seattle first baseman Josh Naylor. And he takes a strike. Changeup 1-2. As Flaherty rocks and delivers. Naylor takes the dirt. 2-2. He's from Mississauga, Ontario, is Naylor. Suburban Toronto.
I would have screwed that one up.
That's why I didn't ask you to pronounce it.
That's the very reason why I said it myself.
2-2. Now in line to left towards the line, moving over Green, giving a little ground, makes the catch shy of the track. Hard hit line drive the other way by Naylor, 2 outs.
Well positioned there too for Green and left. He was shaded a little bit closer to the line than if he were playing straight up. If he's playing straight up, that's in the that's down the corner and probably a double instead. It's 2 quick outs here in the 5th for Jack Flaherty.
2 outs, nobody on. C.J. Kafis bats in this 1-1 game. Kafis robbed of a base hit on a fine play by Javier Baez, backhanding a liner up the middle, back in the 3rd. First pitch to the left-handed hitting first baseman, a breaking ball outside. It's 1-0. One of Kafis' calling cards has been his selectivity. Going back to his days in college, he was a leadoff hitting first baseman for Miami. 1-0, takes outside, 2-0. We haven't really seen that show up in the big leagues as of yet.
To be fair, he hadn't been here long either.
That's true.
I think once you get a season under your belt, 300, 400, 500 at bats.
2-0, takes a strike, just off the edge. It's 2-1.
And you start to see what maybe you can dream on, or in some cases what you have to be more concerned about.
Probably not going to be a huge power hitter, but he could be a high on base performer at first base. The 2-1. Takes low, the count 3-1. Cleveland does not hit the ball particularly hard as a team, but what they do well is they pull the ball in the air. And that helps to lead to some home runs with less than scintillating exit velocities. Chopper foul, the count is full. That was the case yesterday on Rocchio and Naylor's homers. Valera's, it's not the case. That ball was destroyed. 3-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Last of the 5th. 1-1 game, the pitch. Ball 4 outside. Well, there's the selectivity of Kafis as he draws a 2-out walk. Second free pass issued by Flaherty, and that's going to be it for him with Brian Rocchio coming up. This is interesting. Rocchio has been a much better hitter from the right side than the left since being recalled in July.
Well, I think that's probably why they're going to Finnegan here.
Finnegan, the split-fingered specialist acquired at the trade deadline from Washington, is coming in. 2 outs, man at first, bottom of the 5th inning. Cleveland and Detroit tied at 1. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
2 outs, man at first for Cleveland in the bottom of the 5th inning. Detroit and Cleveland tied at 1 in Game 3 of the American League Wildcard Series. The winner goes to Seattle, to take on the Mariners. And Kyle Finnegan is out of the bullpen for Detroit. Kyle Peterson, Mike Farron with you at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Finnegan, a split finger specialist acquired at the trade deadline from the Washington Nationals. He's been very good against left-handed hitters, although he is a little bit walk-prone against them. Not that Rocchio is a particularly selective hitter.
Yeah, and it's interesting, too. I mean, for Finnegan, he just wants to get the split finger count. The split finger is definitely his best off-speed pitch. He throws it about 40% of the time. Higher percentage of that to left-handed hitters. But the effectiveness of the split finger is generally when you're ahead in the count, and you can run it down and out of the zone. That's why strike one is so important.
Jack Flaherty goes 4 2/3, responsible for the man at first, and the first pitch is a splitter that he floats in there for a strike to Rocchio. It's 0-1. Rocchio hit the game-winning home run in the 8th inning yesterday, a solo shot. After a midseason reset since July, he's been a pretty good offensive performer down low. 1-1 relative to what he was before. Last year, he was one of the worst offensive players in baseball. The last 3 months, he's been just a shade below average. Well, this is his weaker side, despite the home run yesterday. 1-1 the count. The pitch. Foul back. Challenged him at 96. Finnegan got in his kitchen. It's 1-2. It would seem he has him set up for that split.
Yes.
Saves the lead from first, being held by Torkelson. Finnegan sat in the 1-2 in the dirt. Rocchio not chasing the split finger fastball. It's 2-2. Finnegan gets the sign quickly from Dingler. He's set. And the 2-2. Upstairs, missed with a splitter, and the count is full, and now Cavis will be on the move with 2 outs. Detroit 1, Cleveland 1, bottom of the 5th inning. Cavis being held by Torkelson. He goes, the pitch bounced to first and foul. Late break from Cavis, almost like he forgot to count.
Well, the one thing that happened there, too, is Torkelson was trying to get Finnegan's attention to let him know he wanted to play behind the runner. Finnegan never looked at him. And Torkelson looked into the bench as if to say, okay, should I play back? He stayed there just in case he didn't hear it. Now he's playing a little bit deeper.
The 3-2 again, the runner goes, and Rocchio fouls it back and out of play. Laid on a fastball in the inner third. That was in the same spot that he turned around 100 miles an hour yesterday for that go-ahead home run. And at 96, he was laid up. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming. Runner goes, the pitch. Bounce to first on the second hop. Glove by Torkelson. It'll take him right to the bag, and the inning is over. Finnegan strands the man at first. We head to the 6th. Detroit 1, Cleveland 1. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Quick break. Got your fire safety game plan? When it comes to your home, every second matters. That's why we trust Kidda smoke alarms. They're built to respond fast and cut down on false alarms, so you can act with confidence when it counts. And now you can upgrade to over 25% faster smoke detection with Kidda's latest technology. It's more time to react and more peace of mind. That's why Kidda is North America's #1 home fire safety brand. So whether you're upgrading or installing for the first time, go with the alarms that deliver performance when it matters most. Kidda, help protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidda 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products based on total household installations as of December 2023.
With Eckrich, the official smoked sausage and deli meat of the college football playoff, it's super easy to score big flavor, even when you have no time between the laundry, your laundry list of responsibilities, and kickoff. You're still ready to go with perfectly seasoned smoked sausage you heat up and eat up. Whether it's Grandpa's famous chili dogs or your famous almost forgot the potluck deli sliders, Eckrich makes every game day taste and feel like a win. For extra delicious game days, just add Eckrich.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Tensions rising, heart rate spiking a little bit. We have another intense game here in Cleveland today. Tigers and Guardians tied at 1 as Detroit comes around the top of the 6th. The winner goes to the American League Division Series against Seattle. Spencer Torkelson will lead off against Joey Cantillo. It'll be Torkelson, Riley Green, and then Dylan Dingler. Eric Sabrowski, the left-hander, getting loose in the Cleveland pen. Right-handed hitting, Torkelson waits. First pitch is a strike. A changeup, it's 0-1.
We talked when Cantillo came in that he needed to give him some length, and that's 6 to 9 outs. He's already got him 6. If he can get him 3 more, that Cleveland bullpen is then in a very good position.
The 0-1. Inside out swing to right, coming on George Valera, and he makes a backhanded lunging catch for out number 1. Valera, who is still effective for the recovery from a knee surgery, does not cover a lot of ground and has not looked super comfortable on any fly ball. 1 out for Riley Green. A single off Cantillo his first trip. He's 3 for 8 with a couple of doubles in this series. Leading home run hitter for the Tigers. 25-year-old left-handed hitter waits. The 2-time All-Star takes a ball low. It's 1-0. The list of players in Tiger history with 35 homers and 110 RBIs in a season before the age of 25 is Riley Green and Hank Greenberg. He takes low with a count 2-0. That's the list. That's it.
There's no more names other than that.
It's an incredible history of one of the original American League franchises. The 2-0. A strike. A changeup on the inner edge. It's 2-1. Outfield pretty well straight up for Green. The pitch. And he swings and hits one high in the air to right center field. Coming in, Valera. And cutting in front of him is DeLauder to make the catch. The 2 bumped, but DeLauder held on for out number 2. And they're having a laugh about it and a little bit of a hug, too. Boy.
Oh, hugging it out still works, even in right center field. Obviously, these guys haven't played together hardly at all. And in that spot, DeLauder running in, the center fielder was calling for it, but maybe right at the end, Valera didn't hear it. Crisis averted because it ended up in DeLauder's glove.
1-1 the score. First pitch low to Dylan Dingler. DeLauder making just his 35th appearance ever in center field. Remember, he made his big league debut yesterday. Valera made his big league debut in September. The 1-0. A strike, count 1-1. And DeLauder more of a right fielder than a center fielder, but center field has been an issue offensively and defensively. The set and the 1-1. Dingler in the air to left center field and deep. Going back to the fence as DeLauder looks up. It's gone! The Ohio native, Dylan Dingler, has just given Detroit a 2-1 lead in the 6th. Kyle, we talked earlier about how he mashes lefties, and he did it right there.
Yeah, and he struck out the first 2 times up today. And Dingler, who didn't look comfortable against the changeup, got another one, elevated enough, and in a ballpark that is not easy for right-handers to hit. He drove it out to one of the biggest parts. DeLauder thought he had a play on that. Got to the base of the wall, looked up. Dylan Dingler has given the Tigers a 2-1 lead.
One of the toughest parts to hit in for right-handers, only PNC Park tougher for right-handed power. The Detroit Tigers have a 2-1 lead with 2 outs, nobody on. Here at the top of the 6th inning. New pitcher coming in for Cleveland. This is American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Do you ever feel like your ideas just get lost when you're on the go? Meet Remarkable Paper Pro Move, the paper tablet that keeps up with your mind and notes wherever you are. It's like if your favorite notebook could connect to the digital world, and it slips right into your jacket pocket, so it's ready whenever you need it. There's a better way to capture your thoughts on the go. Get your Remarkable Paper Pro move today at remarkable.com.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlog projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
I'm Christine Lisi. Dodgers two-way star Shohei Ohtani will make MLB history when he makes his first postseason start for the Dodgers in the NLDS Saturday against the Phillies. Will become the first ever to start at least one game as a pitcher and at least one as a non-pitcher in a single postseason. Mike Farron, back to you.
Christine, thank you. The new pitcher, Eric Sabrowski, the third of the four lefties out of the pen for Cleveland. He will face Zach McKinstry. Detroit has just taken a 2-1 lead in the top of the sixth on a Dylan Dingler solo home run. The Ohio State Detroit the lead, and the first pitch swung on and missed by McKinstry at a high fastball. It's 0-1. Now, you were talking about just trying to get three more outs out of Joey Cantillo. Almost made it.
I got two. But it may end up being one too little at the end of this one.
Pitch foul back on a high heater. It's 0-2.
But he still got you 8 outs. And I understand he ends up giving up the home run, and that's the difference right now. But he did shorten the game for that Cleveland bullpen, which I think will prove to be important, but they're going to need the offense to come alive after the Dingler big swing.
The pitch down low with a curveball to count 1-2 now to McKinstry. 2-1 Detroit on the Dingler solo home run. 2, chopped towards the middle, charging Arias, gloves, throws on the run, thrown off the cannon to get McKinstry, and the inning is over. But the Detroit Tigers take the lead on the 2-out solo home run from Dylan Dingler. It's the middle of the sixth. It's Detroit 2, Cleveland 1. You're listening to the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is Joe Budden. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hi, I'm Dorina, co-founder of Quo. You might know us as OpenPhone. My dad is a business owner, and growing up, he always kept his ringtone super loud so he'd never miss a customer call. Quo gives your team business phone numbers to call and text, and our AI agent answers 24/7. Over 90,000 businesses use Quo. Get 20% off at quo.com/ESPN. That's QUO.com/ESPN. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Exclusively on ESPN, UFC 320, Saturday. An epic rematch for the light heavyweight title as reigning champion Magomed Ankalaev defends his belt against former champion Alex Pereira. Plus, reigning bantamweight champion Barack Wallace-Willie defends his title against Corey Sanhagen. UFC 320, Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Don't miss the Red Sox and the Yankees in the American League Wildcard Series. Roxy Bernstein and Greg Olson have the call tonight, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio on Sirius XM Channel 81. Here, the Detroit Tigers have taken a 2-1 lead over Cleveland as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Now Finnegan back to work for Detroit. He will face the top of the lineup for the Cleveland Guardians, starting with Stephen Kwan. Dylan Dingler's 2-out solo home run, giving Detroit the lead in the sixth. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Kwan. Outside ball, 1-0. This is a good one from ESPN Stats and Research. Dingler, the first Tiger catcher in a postseason game to have a caught stealing and a home run since Lance Parrish in Game 5 of the 1984 World Series. 1-0 is a strike, 1-1. You may remember that would clinch the World Series for Detroit. Clearly does not.
I did not actually. But I was hoping for a quick pitch there.
The 1-1. Luckily got to it. I don't know that that's as iconic a moment as Kirk Gibson's home run in that World Series, or fans running on the field at Tiger Stadium. But the 2-1 fouled away. The count 2-2. I know that our great engineer, Al Rosenberg, remembers that moment vividly.
I bet he was there.
2-2 the count. I don't know if our outstanding producer, Owen Murphy, remembers our names, so I'm not going to guess that he remembered that moment. Quan in the air to shallow left, racing out Baez, and he makes a running catch. 3 really fine plays defensively by Javier Baez today. 1 out.
And he just glides to it. I mean, Baez on a ball off the bat right there that looked like it was going to fall in left field. Riley Green was not going to get there. Baez was the only one that could. Perfect route. Glided right to it for an important first out here in the 6th.
George Valera doubled and scored the lone Cleveland run in the 4th. 2-1 Detroit. Bottom 6. First pitch. Valera takes a strike in the inside corner at 98. It's 0-1. I remember talking to people a decade ago about Javier Baez and the Cubs organization who said that he had the best baseball instincts of anyone that they had. The 0-1. Down low, 1-1. And that kind of was echoed by our conversation with A.J. Hinch this week on why he's playing.
It was interesting. When we talked to A.J. before Game 1, he was talking about Baez and playing short, and it was kind of this answer like he has to be in the game. We need him in there somewhere.
The 1-1. Down low, 2-1.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of offense from him, too, the last couple of days. He's been on base a ton.
4 hits in the first 2 games of the series for Baez. He's 0 for 2 today, but 3 really good defensive plays. The 2-1 to Valera. He swings and fouls it down the left field line out of play. It's 2-2. There's a feeling with the Tigers that the bigger the moment, the more energy in the ballpark, the better chance that Baez rises to the occasion offensively, too. So far today, his defense has been a big part of the story. 2-2, that one just missed low, and the count is full.
That's a tough take and a splitter that just stayed at the bottom of the zone. K-zone had it as a strike, but at the very, very bottom. Instead, it goes for a ball. Valera's worked it to 3-2.
Tyler Holton getting loose in the Detroit pen. Lefty, 3-2 the count. 2-1 Detroit, 1 out, nobody on, bottom 6. Valera rolls over 1 foul towards the first base dugout. The set and the 3-2 again. Fouled away again. Off to the left and out of play. Guardian staff has lauded the quality of Valera's at-bats since coming up from the minor leagues. This will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat against Finnegan. And the 3-2. On the ground to second, down to Aeneas Torres. Gloves it, stands up and throws to first. 2 up, 2 down to the 6th. And here's Jose Ramirez. Ramirez singled home Cleveland's lone run in the 4th.
If you're the Tigers and you got to face Ramirez, you want to do it with 2 outs and nobody on. The only question here is whether they wanted him to hit right-handed or left-handed. They will leave Finnegan in, and he will hit from a left-handed side.
24 homers left-handed, but it is his weaker side. First pitch to the switch hitter. He takes outside, 1-0. By weaker, it's all relative. You're talking about one of the 10 best players in Major League Baseball. He represents the tying run with 2 outs, nobody out on the bottom of the 6th. The lone 30 home run hitter in this lineup waits. And he takes low on a splitter in the count 2-0. He also doesn't strike out very much. He has a great idea of the strike zone, and he is in a hitter's count here. A big pitch for Finnegan coming. The 2-0. A strike. Bottom of the zone, it's 2-1. They've been going down, 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 down.
And when they miss, it's been down and out of the zone. That time a 2-0 splitter that caught the bottom part of the strike zone.
The 2-1. Bounced foul. First base side in the count 2-2. Bring that up because you pointed out it was all soft in his last at bat. It was a curveball below the zone that he delivered.
They barreled up.
The RBI base hit him. It's a lot of splitters below the zone right now. 2-2 the count for Ramirez. Finnegan set at the pitch. Outside with a splitter and the count is full. 2 outs, nobody on, last of the 6th. Cleveland batting, trailing Detroit 2-1 in the decisive game of this AL Wildcard Series. Cleveland fans trying to get behind Jose Ramirez. The pitch, swinging a fly ball to left, going back onto this green. He's got room shy of the track to make the catch, and the inning is over. Excellent work from Finnegan with a 1-2-3 6th inning. At the end of 6, Detroit 2, Cleveland 1. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager. Hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key. And that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Christine Lisi. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Tonight, latest chapter in the Red Sox-Yankees rivalry, one that's provided some of the greatest moments in MLB history, the Bucky Dent game and the tiebreaker from 1978, Aaron Boone in the 2003 ALCS, Boston's comeback from a 3-0 series deficit in 2004, Yankees-Red Sox winner-take-all Game 3 AL Wildcard Series, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN. Kyle and Mike, back to you.
Christine, we have had really intense, low-scoring games here through this wild card series. We have another one today. Detroit batting, leading 2-1 in the top of the 7th inning. Dylan Dingler's solo home run with 2 outs in the 6th. The native of Massillon, Ohio, the Ohio State product, giving the team from Michigan the lead. Eric Sabrowski will face Javier Baez. Parker Meadows in the top of the order with Gleyber Torres, and Baez swings and misses the high heater. It's 0-1. Sabrowski's 3rd appearance here. He's been in every single game. The pitch. Hammered to left. Going back Kwan, and he will play it off the wall as it bounced towards center field. Baez digging for second. The throw from Kwan. Not in time. He's in with a head-first slide and a leadoff double for Javier Baez.
Well, first pitch of the bat, he swung at a fastball that was up and out of the zone. That time it was down in a spot that Baez could handle. Try to go back to the same thing. Just above the belt, but center cut. And Baez If this has any air underneath it, it is way out. But a line drive about 2/3 of the way up the wall in left center field. Quan plays it off the wall, but Baez is in there for a leadoff double.
Parker Meadows bats. Infield pinched in at the corners. 2-1 Detroit. Baez from second. Meadows squares. The bunt takes high. 1-0. That ball hit where there's a little bend in the wall. Quan had originally tried to deke Baez. He knew it was over his head. And that ball bouncing towards center field, I think probably got by a second. Quan has one of the most accurate throwing arms. He's the best throwing outfielder in baseball this year. Meadows squares the bunt, and he bunts it. It's a good one. Sabrowski gloves it. Only plays to first. Not in time. Meadows beats it out, and Detroit has him at the corners with nobody out. Cleveland won't challenge. Sabrowski got to the ball relatively quickly, and Meadows just streaking down the line. Beat the throw.
He got to the ball fairly quickly, but it took a fair amount of time to turn and make that throw over to first base. And that right foot of Meadows getting down first baseline. A lot of times, too, on a bunt, guys are getting out of the box a little bit quicker. Meadows starts from the left side, so he's already a little bit closer to first base. So Detroit in business again, 2 on, and the Guardians will go back to the bullpen.
And Detroit leading 2-1. A chance for them to take control of this game. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. 7th inning. Detroit 2, Cleveland 1. Hunter Gaddis coming in. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Here's a question. Have you ever been prescribed a medication? Most likely, yes. Well, what about this question? Did you understand how it worked? The way your medication works in your body shouldn't be a mystery. Learn how Vivgart, Efgartigimod Alpha FCAB works by visiting Vivgart.com/MOA. That's VYVGART.com/MOA. Brought to you by Argenix.
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I don't know if you've heard, but Mint's premium wireless is $15 a month. But I'd like to offer one other perk. We have no stores. That means no small talk. Crazy weather we're having. No, it's not. It's just weather. It is an introvert's dream. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
I'm Christine Lisi, and a Wildcard Game 3 about to get underway from Chicago on ESPN, Padres and Cubs. Yankees host the Red Sox Game 3, AL Wildcard, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN. Pair of rookies on the hill in Connolly Early and Cam Schlittler. Boston's won the last 2 winner-take-all games in the postseason with New York. Now back to Cleveland with Kyle and Mike.
Christine, it certainly feels like this is the key moment of the game. Hunter Gaddis is out of the bullpen for the 3rd straight day for Cleveland. The Detroit Tigers have a 2-1 lead, and runners at the corners with nobody out in the top of the 7th. And the top of the lineup coming in up to face Gaddis, who's thrown 39 pitches over the last 2 days. The infield is in at all 4 spots. The runner at third, Javier Baez. Parker Meadows is at first. The right-handed hitting Gleyber Torres is 1 for 3. First pitch, and he swings and misses. And a slider off the plate. It's 0-1.
Well, you're going to get that from Gaddis, especially against right-handers. He throws that slider about 2/3 of the time. That was a good 4 to 6 inches off the plate, and Torres couldn't hold out.
Gaddis set. Torres waits. A long hold in the 0-1. Foul back and a high slider in the count 0-2. Baez doubled to lead off the inning. Meadows, a bunt infield single trying to sacrifice. Reached at first.
See if he tries to freeze him with a fastball inside right here. Been 2 straight sliders to start it.
0-2 the count. The pitch. Outside. Went back to the slider again. So it was good slider. Hanging slider that got fouled back. That one wasn't a bad one, although you could tell Torres thought it was a ball out of hand.
Yeah, he still hasn't thrown anything that would have been a called strike in 3 pitches, but he's up 1-2.
Set the pitch in the dirt. Good stop by Naylor. 2-2. Gaddis digs back in, the right-handed hitting all-star. All the weight on his back leg as he waits. And the 2-2. Swinging a grounder back to the mound. Gaddis looks the runner back to third. His only play will be to first. And he gets the out there as Meadows goes to second.
You'll take that. And that's good base running all the way. Baez over at third didn't get far enough off that Gaddis could spin and try to pick him, but he spun, froze it, made sure he had to go back, and made a good decision not to go to second. With the infield in, it's not easy for the infielders to get back there, and they were not there. When he spun to look, second base was open from a defensive standpoint. You get the out. Now they will walk Carpenter to try to put the double play in order.
Wenzel Perez is 0 for 3 today, moved into the 3 spot despite his recent struggles. Trying to break up the left-handers and force decisions, but this is a huge spot. Detroit has left 20 men on base over the course of the last 2 days. They have really struggled in this series with men in scoring position. Bases loaded, 1 out. They lead 2-1 in the 7th. Infield in. Gaddis set. The first pitch to the switch hitter, batting left-handed, cut on and missed. A changeup on the first pitch. It's 0-1. Saw him break that out yesterday against the lefty, too.
That was the good one there, too. 79 miles an hour, so about 15 off of what that fastball can be, and it just dropped down and out of the way.
Gaddis set as Perez waits the delivery. Swinging a liner down the right field line. It's a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Carpenter to third. A huge 2-run single for Wenzel Perez, and Detroit leads 4-1.
Well, he came back with a slider right there, and Wenzel Perez made him pay. It was elevated, moving back in towards the barrel. Just pulled those hands in, got the barrel to it, and kept it fair. In a spot that both base runners are going to score easily, Carpenter goes first to third, and the Tigers extend that lead.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach for Cleveland, out to visit Gaddis. We have been waiting to see if Detroit could come up with a big hit to finally cash in these men in scoring position opportunities, and that was it there. Some breathing room and a 3-run lead in the 7th. What a huge moment for the scuffling Perez. I mean, then it reached 5 for 59.
How about the point, too, that they moved him into the 3-hole today?
Yeah.
And it was because of lineup construction to try to do some things, but ultimately he comes up in one of the biggest spots of the game and delivers a 2-run single.
Wenzel Perez doubling the run output today for Detroit. And now here's Spencer Torkelson. The conference is over. Torkelson, a hit and a walk in this series. 1 for 9 overall. 5 strikeouts of the right-handed hitter. Infield playing back. Carpenter from third, Perez from first. First pitch popped up, foul behind the plate. Naylor will come back to the screen, but it lands at about the 4th row. This was a similar spot yesterday where Torkelson had a chance to knock in a man from third with less than 2 outs and could not get a fly ball deep enough to do it. The difference between a 3-run and a 4-run lead at this point feels enormous.
A 3-run lead at this point feels enormous.
Runners get their lead at the corners. The 0-1, runner goes from first, and that one lined down the left field line. It's a base hit. Carpenter will score. Racing to third is Perez. The throw over his head. RBI single for Spencer Torkelson. It's a 5-1 Detroit lead. And Perez running in the face of one of the best throwing outfielders in baseball.
And I think just because he was off and moving on the pitch, too. If he's not running there, he doesn't go first to third, but was off full speed, had a good break off of first. And now Torkelson delivers. 4 hits in the inning for the Tigers. Now 3 runs across, and they've got that 4-run lead you just talked about.
Riley Green bats. Green, a single in 3 trips. The All-Star pinch hit for yesterday. Now I got to get a chance to bust it wide open. Runners get their lead at the corners. First pitch. Green lines into right field. That's a base hit. Perez scores. Torkelson to second. It's another run for Detroit in the inning, and they now lead it 6-1.
You're now starting to see the effect, particularly with Gaddis, of having to expend that bullpen so much in the first two games. The stuff just isn't as crisp today, and the Tigers have put some really good swings on it.
Detroit finally cashing in on the opportunities they've had the last 2 days. Stephen Vogt taking the ball from Hunter Gaddis. Matt Festa is coming in. 1 out, 2 on. Top of the 7th inning, Detroit 6, Cleveland 1. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Do you ever feel like your ideas just get lost when you're on the go? Meet Remarkable Paper Pro Move, the paper tablet that keeps up with your mind and notes wherever you are. It's like if your favorite notebook could connect to the digital world, and it slips right into your jacket pocket, so it's ready whenever you need it. There's a better way to capture your thoughts on the go. Get your Remarkable Paper Pro Move today at remarkable.com.
This is Joe Budden. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with PrizePicks, where it's good to be right.
Download the PrizePicks app today and use code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
I'm Christine Lisi. You're listening to Detroit and Cleveland Game 3 of the AL Wildcard. Game 3 NL Wildcard, Padres and Cubs, scoreless bottom 1, Yu Darvish and Jameson Taillon on the hill. Yankees Red Sox winner take-all Game 3 AL Wildcard tonight, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN. 22 postseasons ago, Yankees current manager Aaron Boone provided one of the greatest moments in MLB postseason history with his walk-off home run against Boston's Tim Wakefield in the bottom of the 11th in Game 7 of that ALCS. Back to you, Kyle Peterson and Mike Farron.
Matt Festa, Christine, is going to be the new pitcher for the Guardians. His first appearance of this series. Comes in with Detroit leading 6-1 in the top of the 7th, a 4-run inning, and they still have 2 on and 1 out. And Dylan Dingler coming to the plate. His solo home run in the 6th inning with 2 outs gave Detroit the lead. Festa's been very good against righties this year, facing the right-handed hitting Dingler. First pitch. Takes a breaking ball outside, 1-0. This is a virtual avalanche of runs for the Tigers, based on how things have gone for them over the course of the last month. Swing and a miss. And they count 1-1.
It's so similar to last night when Cleveland went off in one inning. We haven't seen many crooked numbers in innings this entire series, but yesterday it was the differentiator, and it feels like it will be today too.
Here's the 1-1. Outside of ball, 2-1. And we've mentioned it a few times during the week, but this Cleveland offense historically is not one of the best. It is one of the worst offenses that has made the postseason. They have their work cut out for them to try and come back. They have just 3 hits today. Pitch, swing and a miss. Dingler foul tips a sweeper into the glove of the catcher Naylor. It's 2-2. Torkelson, the runner at second. Green at first. The pitch, that one outside. And the count goes full to Dingler. Detroit 6, Cleveland 1, top of the 7th. 1 out, runners at first and second. Vesta set the 3-2. Inside, and it hit him. It hit Dingler on the hand, and the bases are loaded for Detroit. And McKinstry will be the 9th man to bat in the inning for the Tigers. Stephen Vogt wants to challenge this.
Yeah, I think some of this may be because there was no reaction from Dingler. as to if you get hit with 92 on the hand, you're usually going to have some kind of reaction. I think they want to check and see if it hit the knob of the bat.
It did hit the knob of the bat.
Treatment is challenging and not hit by pitch.
But if you watch, I don't know if you're listening, you can't really watch, but there's just no reaction from Dingler after that comes in. And if you get hit on the hand, everybody is going to react. That's the place where it's going to hurt the most. I suspect this will be overturned and be a foul ball.
It was pretty clear that it hit the knob of the bat on replay. So we'll wait for the word from New York. Vic Carapazza, crew chief, and David Rackley, a home plate umpire, standing on the first base line.
After review, the call on the field was overturned. There was no hit by pitch. Cleveland retained.
All right, so Cleveland will retain both of their challenges, and Dingler's going to get his armor back on as he heads back to the plate, and the runners go back to first and second. Don't miss the Padres Cubs of the National League Wildcard Series. Mike Cousins, Chris Burke have the call directly following our game on ESPN Radio, and it's available now on Sirius XM Channel 80. Torkelson still the runner at second. Green still at first. Dingler stretching back out, waiting for the 3-2 pitch with one out. Detroit with 4 runs home in the inning, leading 6-1. Festa set, and the payoff. He checks and takes outside, ball 4, and the bases are loaded anyway. And now McKinstry will be the 9th man to bat for Detroit in the inning.
It just feels like everything got started with the Dingler solo home run. 2 outs in the 6th that gives Detroit the lead. At that point, only 1 run, and then the offense really came alive here in the 7th.
McKinstry 0 for 2 with a walk. Left-handed hitting third baseman waits. And the first pitch takes a strike. It's 0-1. The infield coming all the way in for Cleveland. They cannot afford to fall behind anymore. Detroit would love to get as much breathing room as possible. Runners at every station wait, and that one outside. They count 1-1. We talked about the importance of going from 3 to 4 runs, going to 5 runs. It takes you out of grand slam range. Now Detroit really poised to break this wide open with one more hit. McKinstry takes a strike on a backdoor breaking ball. It's 1-2. Festa set and the pitch. Outside. Cutter, no. Called strike 3 on the back door. A delayed call from David Rackley for out number 2.
That cutter just hung on the outside part. It didn't really back over. It just stayed exactly where it started, and I think it surprised McKinstry, or maybe everybody else, but caught just enough of the plate to get a big strikeout right there with 1 out and the bases loaded.
Javier Baez, the 10th man to hit in the inning. He doubled and scored to start the frame. 6-1 Detroit. Swing and a miss. And a first pitch sweeper. It's 0-1. I don't think that Javier Baez is looking to fillet a base hit here, at least early in the count.
No. 10 walks on the season for Baez, and he was swinging right away.
5 hits in this series, including that double. The pitch, he swings and chops it foul. That one was in the middle of the plate. And the count 0-2. Festa better be careful, because if he throws another sweeper in that spot, it could be 10-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 7th, 6-1 Detroit. Festa's 0-2. Swinging a bouncer foul, third base side. Festa rubs up the baseball. He's a right-hander. Bends at the waist and comes set. And the 0-2. Swinging a pop-up on the right side of the infield. The second baseman, Rocchio, on the outfield grass, makes the catch, and the inning is over. Detroit sends 10 to the plate. 4 of them score. It's the middle of the 7th inning. The Detroit Tigers have a 6-1 lead over the Cleveland Guardians. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is an ad. Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers 24/7 with their AI agent. Join over 90,000 businesses using Quo. Try it free, then get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN, QUO.com/ESPN. They'll even port your existing numbers for free. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Hey, Doc, nice office. Quick question. If you had to choose, would you give yourself a root canal or run payroll?
Run payroll, no question.
Seriously? Well, have you run payroll before?
Paying my team with Gusto couldn't be easier. Gusto gives me unlimited payroll runs, next day direct deposits, and automatically files my taxes. Saves me time.
Wow, that's nice.
Over here, Doc. I run payroll too.
Choose payroll without the pain. Visit gusto.com/smallbusiness to sign up for free.
Why do we love SEC football? Because no matter the venue or the rivalry, it's the ultimate hang. Fans of every flavor, good-natured trash talk with a side of andouille. Yes! But according to Johnsonville and the Harris poll, 71% of Americans hang out less than they used to. Why? Could it be that rivalries off the field are tearing us apart? Is it crazy to think a sausage-fueled tailgate party could unite us all? Can't hurt. Keep it juicy out there. Johnsonville, official sausage of the SEC.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears.
Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Bottom of the 7th inning, 6-1 Detroit, Game 3 of the American League Wildcard Series. The winner goes to Seattle to take on the Mariners. Tyler Holton is on. Kyle Manzardo will lead off for Cleveland. It'll be Manzardo, Chase DeLauder, and Gabriel Arias, the scheduled hitters. First pitch for the lefty Holton, to the left-hand hitting Manzardo. This is high, 1-0. Cleveland's biggest comeback this year was from a 4-run deficit. They were 0-28 when trailing by 5 runs at any point in the game this year. Pitch. In the air to right, moving over is Perez, who makes the catch for out number 1. And now Cleveland only has 8 outs to play with as Tommy Kahnle begins to get loose in the Detroit bullpen.
Kahnle may be the move if Stephen Vogt decides to pinch hit a right-hander for any of these left-handers coming up, either Naylor or Kafis. And then you've still got Will Vest at the end to finish it if you're Detroit.
Left-handed hitting to Lauder, 1 for 2. He swings and fouls the first one back and out of play. It's 0-1. Lauder was pretty solid against left-handers in the minor leagues this season on his limited duty. He had 2 surgeries that cost him time. But a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. He fouls it back. Count 0-2. He's actually more productive against lefties than righties in the minors. It's been pretty impressive for a guy that made his big league debut yesterday.
I think he's been incredibly impressive. And it's got to give you good feelings here. I don't know if he's your long-term center fielder here, but he's definitely...
Swing and a miss. He changes that sweeper from Holton, 2 outs.
You'd be surprised if he's not breaking with the big club next year and playing somewhere in the outfield.
2 outs for Gabriel Arias. 6-1. Detroit leads bottom of the 7th. Arias 0 for 2 today. It's just 1 for 9 in this series. Right-handed hitting shortstop, hands high, and he bounces it towards the middle and then gets through for a base hit. A 2-out single for Arias. They'll bring up Bo Naylor. Jacob Junis beginning to get loose in the Cleveland pen as Kahnle keeps throwing in the Detroit pen. Tyler Holton threw 2 1/3 innings yesterday for Detroit, replacing Casey Mize. He was excellent. He was one of their most valuable players last year. really their most valuable pitcher as part of their pitching chaos. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Naylor. Bounce to short. To his right, Baez has it. Will have to go to first just in time to get the speedy Naylor. Runs very well for a catcher for out number 3. Cleveland is going to take a look, it appears, for a moment, see whether or not they want to challenge, and they won't. It's the end of the 7th inning, and Detroit leads Cleveland 6-1 in this decisive game. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Anyone who loves playing baseball or softball knows that one of the first steps in that journey is breaking in your first glove. It's where your love of the game began. Where does your child's baseball or softball journey begin? Go to playball.org to get started. Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
The decisive Game 3 from Progressive Field in Cleveland with Kyle Peterson, Mike Farron as we get ready to start the top of the 8th inning. The Detroit Tigers 6 outs away from the American League Division Series and avenging last year's Division Series loss to Cleveland. They lead 6-1. They'll send 9-1 and 2 to the plate here against Jacob Junis, a veteran right-hander who made his postseason debut yesterday. Parker Meadows had one of the key moments in the Detroit 4-run 7th inning, trying to sacrifice Javier Baez to third. He ended up beating it out as Eric Zabrowski's throw was late, and that helped to set up the big inning. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. That might have been the biggest play in that inning.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, everything changes. You run around with 1 out. It feels a little bit different.
0-1 in the air to right. Going back a step and now coming back in is Valera who makes the catch. And the leadoff man going to Detroit 8th. Top of the order for Gleyber Torres. 6-1 Detroit. Torres hit a comebacker for the first out of that 7th inning. He's 1 for 4 today as he takes outside 1-0. Detroit's offense through the first 23 innings of this series, now on chop to third and foul, was 3 for 28 with men in scoring position. In the last inning, they had 4 hits.
Baseball just makes total sense, doesn't it?
Thank you, Rod.
You're welcome.
1-1. Inside corner of the slider, and the count 1-2.
Well, we'll see if this Cleveland team has one more comeback in them to get this crowd back in it.
Ball outside, 2-2. It would be their biggest comeback of the year. They have not won a game that they trailed by 5 runs at any point this season. They only have 6 outs to play with. The 2-2. On the ground to third, cutting it off is Ramirez. Straightens up, throws to first, 2 outs. And here's Kerry Carpenter, who has been on base 4 times today. A double and 3 walks, one of them intentional. Carpenter scored in the 7th. Left-handed hitting slugger waits. And the first pitch from Junis. Outside of ball, 1-0. Looking ahead to the Cleveland 8-9-1 due for them. CJ Kafis, Brian Rocchio, and to the top is Stephen Kwan. Outside with a slider. And they count 2-0. Tommy Kahnle was warming earlier. A changeup specialist. Now a broken bat roller to the right side, gloved by Rocchio. He will throw out Carpenter, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Junis. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Detroit 6, Cleveland 1. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Do you ever feel like your ideas just get lost when you're on the go? The truth is, your best thinking won't wait until you're back at your desk. It happens when you're on the move. Meet Remarkable Paper Pro Move, the paper tablet that keeps up with your mind and notes, wherever you are. It's like if your favorite notebook could connect to the digital world. Take notes on a display that feels just like paper, and then pick it up later on your laptop. All your work syncs to the cloud. It's effortless. And unlike your other devices, there are no digital distractions that fight for your attention, so you can focus on what or who is right in front of you. Remarkable Paper Pro Move is smaller than a paperback and slips right into your jacket pocket. But the battery lasts up to 2 weeks, so it's ready whenever you need it. There's a better way to capture your thoughts on the go. Get your Remarkable Paper Pro Move today at remarkable.com.
As a sports fan, you want the best way to watch your favorite teams at home. And now you can experience game day in all its glory with a Samsung Super Big TV. It's super big and super clear, giving you a closer view than the sidelines. And you can go big without the blur, thanks to the supersized picture enhancer, even on our biggest TVs. So get ready for your game day with the ultimate fan-worthy TV at Samsung.com. Supersized picture enhancer utilizes AI-based formulas, available on 85-inch and larger TVs on models QN70F and above.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Detroit leading Cleveland 6-1. The Detroit Tigers 6 outs away from the American League Division Series. The Guardians, who once trailed the division by 15.5 games, before clinching it on the final day of the season, overcoming Detroit's lead. The question is, do they have one more comeback in them? They'll have to do it against Tommy Kahnle, a man who last postseason at one point threw 61 consecutive changeups. That is not a made-up number.
That tends to be a lot in a row right there. Over the course of the year, he's throwing changeup about 86% of the time. So, you know when you're facing Kahnle, that's the one you're going to have to hit.
The veteran right-hander sporting the high socks look with the navy blue socks and horizontal orange stripes. Will face the left-handed hitting CJ Kafis to start the inning. First pitch to the first baseman. Swing and a miss and a changeup. It's 0-1. I just assume it's a changeup unless notified otherwise.
I'll let you know. I'll give you the sign.
If it's 86% of the time, at what point does it stop being a changeup? The 0-1. Swing and a miss at you know what. Seriously, like the changeup is supposed to be a change of pace, right?
He throws his fastball, and he can get up to 95 sometimes.
But he throws it one out of every 7
pitches. His fastball is
the 0-2 down low. His fastball is the changeup.
Change of pace.
Day is night. Up is down. Kahnle set. He got up to a fast start this year, but had a rough patch in July. And he waits. Gets a hit back towards the middle, behind the bag at second. It's gloved by Baez, ranging to his left. Has it and throws out Kafis. The leadoff man gone into Cleveland 8th.
I know that we've talked about Baez plenty defensively, but it is just poetic to watch him defend at shortstop. And it was the ball in left field, he had to go get it. It was that one going glove side up the middle. but the best infielders never look like they're in a hurry. It looks like the internal clock is so good they know how much time they have, and Baez is one of those guys you just love watching play.
Brian Rocchio bats, 6-1 Detroit, bottom 8. First pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Rocchio hit the go-ahead home run in the 8th inning yesterday. He's 0 for 2 today. Cleveland with just 4 hits in this one. Detroit's pitching, starting with Jack Flaherty, has done an outstanding job today. The 0-1. Down low, you count one of them. When we were talking about Baez off the air before the series started and how he revolutionized the way guys tag at second base.
Yeah.
Because he was so quick. Went inside, got 2-1, and how he would just take the throw and drop it on a guy. And didn't see people really do that. There may have been, I'm sure there's probably moments of some of the great Venezuelan shortstops that did something like that, but his hands were so fast.
Remember the tag he made when he wasn't looking and made the out call at the same time?
Yes. The 2-1. That went on the ground through the right side. That's the sliding Torres. One-out single for Brian Rocchio. Cleveland tries to mount the rally.
You feel like if Cleveland is going to mount the rally, they've got to get to Jose Ramirez with a couple guys on base in this inning, and then see if he can do some damage. If they do get to that point, I don't think he's going to face Kamer. It looks like Vest is up and working that Detroit bullpen.
I wonder if this might even be the last hitter that Kamer faces with Quana. Quana 0 for 3. 1 for 11 in the series. 6-1 Detroit, bottom 8. Rocchio being held at first. First pitch. Outside a ball. It's 1-0. Quan, who had a solid September, needs to reach base here to really give Cleveland a chance with just 5 outs to play with. The pitch. Swings and hammers it down the right field line. That's a base hit. And that will go all the way to the wall. Rocchio will head to third. He will be held there as Harris fell down throwing the ball back in. It's a double for Stephen Kwan. And the Guardians have 2 in scoring position with 1 out in the 8th, trailing by 5. And that is going to be it for Tommy Kahnle. Will Vest is coming into the game. Kwan turning out a changeup, and he's put 2 in scoring position, and A.J. Hinch is going to get his relief ace. Detroit 6, Cleveland 1, 1 out, 2 in scoring position at the bottom of the 8th. As the Guardians try to pull the comeback. It's Detroit 6, Cleveland 1. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is Joe Budden. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So I'm here to make sure you don't miss any of the daily fantasy action this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right.
Download the Prize Picks app today and use code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. That's code OT to get $50 in site credits after you play your first $5. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada?
Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/streaming and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/streaming.
I'm Christine Lisi, and a wild card game 3. Cubs leading the Padres 1-0 bottom 2 on a Pete Crow Armstrong RBI single. Ben Rice in the Yankees lineup for tonight's decisive game 3 of the AL wild card against the Red Sox. Rice did not start in the game 1 loss. He had 2 hits in last night's series tying win, including a home run on the first pitch he saw from Brian Bayo. Game 3, 7:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN. Kyle and Mike, back to you.
Christine, Will Vest, the relief ace for Detroit, is on. Cleveland is threatening with 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Detroit leading 6-1. Vest, the first hitter he'll face is George Valera, who doubled and scored the lone Cleveland run, and then after him is Jose Ramirez. This is a big hitter here. You would love, if you're Detroit, to at least have the option to pitch around Ramirez. Even in a game that you have a 5-run lead, you're not going to let him get Cleveland back in this. Rocchio the runner at third, Quan at second. 6-1 Detroit, one out. First pitch to the left-hand hitting Valeri. Inside a ball, 1-0. Vest got the final 4 outs in game 1. Detroit's 2-1 victory behind their ace, Tarek Skubal. He did not pitch yesterday. The delivery, a strike at the knees of the changeup. It's 1-1.
Not exactly where Vest wanted to throw that. It was down, but it was on the inside part of the plate where Valera can do some damage, but took it to even the count up at 1-1.
Vest set the pitch. Valera tied up as he swings and misses that slider, running under his hands. It's 1-2.
He didn't see the spin. I think he read that ball was going to stay in the middle, and it just kept coming in on his hands.
The rookie outfielder will use his timeout as he digs back in. Cleveland needs base runners. They have 2 aboard here, trailing by 5. The pitch, checks and takes outside. 2-2. The exception of his pinch hit at bat in game 1. In a big spot with a man in third and nobody out in the ninth. Valera's at bats have been very good as well. This is a guy just made his big league debut in September. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Called strike 3. Dotted 98 on the outside corner, 2 outs.
That was well done by the closer. Will Vest comes into the ballgame with traffic, runners on second and third, 1 out. Just dotted 98 on the outside black at the knees. It froze Valera for a big second out.
Now here's Jose Ramirez, 6-1. Detroit leading. 2 outs in the 8th. Runners at second and third. First pitch inside. He had to skip over it. It's 1-0. You know you want to be careful with Ramirez here, but you can't be too careful, right? The last thing you want to do is load the bases for the powerful Manzardo.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is if he hits it in the seats, you get a 2-run lead.
The set, the 1-0. Inside, 2-0. The Jose chants have started here in Cleveland. They have just 4 outs to play with. They trail by 5. The 2-0. Outside, it's 3-0. Manzardo, who was second on this team in home runs with 27, is in the on-deck circle. 3-0 the count. The pitch. Strike. Pours that fastball in. It's 3-1. Rocchio a short lead at third. Quan getting off second. 6-1 Detroit, 2 outs last of the 8th. The pitch, hit on the ground to first, backhanded by Torkelson. He will feed, Vest covering, and it pops in and out of his glove and along the dugout railing. 2-run score, Ramirez to second. He's safe. Baez wants them to look. It's a 6-3 game. A.J. Hinch has asked the umpires to challenge the tag play at second. The ball popped out of Vest's glove and went along the railing on the first base side. He barehanded it and fired a strike to second. And Baez, we were just talking about his ability to tag. He dropped the tag on Ramirez, and Detroit must think they had him.
I'll tell you what, Torkelson made a good throw, too. In fact, I think that hit Vest in the chin. I think it would just over his glove and hit him in the chin, and then he has the presence of mind to go get it. That quick tag absolutely got Ramirez at second base. He kind of stuck a little bit on the slide. The tag was on his back. It was not on his arms. But I would think this is overturned.
The call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. Detroit retained.
So a huge overturn there as Cleveland is out of the inning after scoring a pair on the error. But Baez's tag gets Detroit to the dugout with a 6-3 lead and 3 outs away from the American League Division Series. After 8, Detroit 6, Cleveland 3. You're listening to the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Running a business? You know that slow phone systems and missed messages cost you opportunities. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, is the #1 business phone system that streamlines communication, helps teams collaborate seamlessly, and respond to customers 24/7 with their AI agent. Join over 90,000 businesses using Quo. Try it free, then get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/ESPN, QUO.com/ESPN. They'll even port your existing numbers for free. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager. Hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
Introducing the new ESPN Fox One bundle. Unlock all of ESPN and all of Fox One with one unbeatable price. Catch the biggest games, college football, NBA, NHL, and more on ESPN. Stream your faves, Big Noon Saturday, the World Series, and NASCAR on Fox One. All for just $39.99 a month. That's 20% off. The ESPN Fox One bundle. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Access content from each service separately. Savings compared to purchasing both plans separately. See stream.espn.com for complete terms and conditions.
Listening to the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
6-3 Detroit as we head to the top of the 9th. Cade Smith is on for a third straight day for the Guardians. Let's go back to that play, Kyle, that ended the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-run scoring and the miscatch error by Will Vest, but his recovery and ability to get Jose Ramirez at second was such a huge moment that really stopped the rally. His first pitch was outside to Perez.
Yeah, and it might be a throw he's honestly never made. I mean, he goes over there to cover first base. It's a good throw from Torkelson. He just mishandled it. Gets away far enough that Ramirez thinks he can advance.
Pitch a strike.
And then Vest honestly just gave Baez a chance to make a play. Like, not all shortstops get the tag down as quickly as he did right there, and it made a huge difference.
1-1 the count. The pitch. Perez slaps it foul. It's 1-2. Perez a huge 2-run single in this game to bust things open.
For all the great things that Jose Ramirez has done, continues to do, he did get thrown out at second base twice today. And one was on the stolen base and right there. One ends an inning, and the other one was the first out of it inning. But listen, you talk to both of these managers, and they'll say the exact same thing. Like aggressive base running, I think A.J. Hinch made the statement today that the best base running teams get thrown out the most on the bases because you're taking more chances at the right time. It took a perfect throw, and it was a perfect throw and tag to get it.
Perez down on strikes here. Spencer Torkelson with one out. 6-3 Detroit leads. First pitch is a strike. It's 0-1. If there was anything, Ramirez did look back for the ball. I don't know if that slowed him at all. He wasn't able to make a perfect turn like he would be hustling for a double. Pitch in the dirt. Now 1-1 because he was looking to run straight through the bag before Vest dropped it. And that's a break for Detroit, who has not had that many over the course of the last month, and that defensive play has tended to unravel them this season, at least in the last month. Torkelson pops it up into shallow left. The shortstop Arias out will make the catch for out number 2. That'll be up to Riley Green. Detroit leading 6-3. They took the lead in the 6th on a Dylan Dingler solo home run. The Ohio native gave them the lead. They scored 4 times in the 7th inning to open things up. They now have a 3-run lead and 3 outs to get to move on to the division series. And Green chops it to the left side. Gloved by Ramirez near shortstop. The third baseman throws him out. And a 1-2-3 inning for Cade Smith. The Detroit Tigers are 3 outs away from the American League Division Series. They lead the Cleveland Guardians 6-3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th. This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
Here's a question. Have you ever been prescribed a medication? Most likely, yes. Well, what about this question? Did you understand how it worked? The way your medication works in your body shouldn't be a mystery. Learn how Vivgart, Efgartigimod Alpha FCAB works by visiting Vivgart.com/MOA. That's VYVGART.com/MOA. Brought to you by Argenix.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check if they're going for it on 4th down, before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo down, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those? Yeah, checking first is smart.
No way!
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate. Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is the American League Wildcard Series on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
There's a man with his face painted like a baseball holding up a sign on the first base side that said 4 runs on the bottom of the 9th. It could happen. That's what Cleveland fans are dreaming of. This miracle comeback season is down to its final 3 outs as they trail the Detroit Tigers 6-3 in the bottom of the 9th. The winner of this game goes to Seattle to take on the number 2 seed Mariners in the division series this weekend. Kyle Manzardo, Chase DeLauder, and Gabriel Arias are the scheduled hitters against the relief ace Will Vest. An error by Vest allowed 2 runs to score in the 8th, but he gunned down Jose Ramirez trying to advance the second to end the inning. First pitch to Manzardo, a fastball strike. It's 0-1. Manzardo has walked today. He is 0 for 2. A strikeout and a flyout. 27 home runs during the season. The left-handed hitter takes low, 1-1.
2 straight fastballs, both at 97 from Will Vest. Against lefties, over 50% fastballs and a really good slider.
Vest set the pitch. Check it, he takes high. The count 2-1 to Manzardo. The Detroit Tigers once had a 15.5-game lead over Cleveland in the Central. They lost the division on the last day of the season. The 2-1 fouled away off to the left. They are trying to end up in the division series anyway for a second straight year. Last year, they were the 500-1 shot to make the playoffs. In the middle of August, their playoff odds were 0.2%. And they went to the division series before losing to Cleveland in 5. Manzardo towards the middle. To his left Baez. Second base side of the back. Gloves. Throws to first in time to get him. Another sensational play by Javier Baez. 1 out.
Probably don't want to hit it to that guy. Because when you hit it to that guy, it usually doesn't end up well for the offense. That time, Baez well on the second base side of the bag. Gloved it almost behind him, and then all in one motion just flips it over to first to get the first out.
Chase DeLauder, the rookie who made his big league debut yesterday, has a single in 3 trips. Cleveland down to their final 2 outs, trailing 6-3 in the bottom of the 9th. First pitch to the left-handed hitting DeLauder, a fastball strike, inner third, it's 0-1. Left-handed hitting outfielder waits and takes outside on a changeup. It's 1-1. Daniel Schneemann is in the on-deck circle to hit for Gabriel Arias. Cleveland needs base runners. The pitch chopped over the mound, backing up Vest. Gloves, throws to first, in time to get him. Excellent play by the pitcher Vest. 2 outs.
You know, A.J. Hitch talked about this the other day, how good of an athlete Will Vest is. He was a shortstop at one point in college. He made a great play defensively on Jose Ramirez at third base the other day. This was similar from an athletic standpoint, having to go directly behind the mound. He's probably the only guy that can make the play. and get the out, but fielded it through in one motion. Now the Tigers just 1 out away from advancing.
6-3 Detroit. Schneemann, the pinch hitter. Doubled yesterday, coming off the bench as part of the 5-run eighth. Left-handed hitter out of BYU waits. First pitch. Best misses outside. It's 1-0. The Detroit Tigers trying to move on to the division series to take on Seattle despite their rough second half. Schneemann fouls it back. It's 1-1. They said that the postseason was going to be a reset for them. It certainly looked that way after game 1. Yesterday they left 15 men on. Today, a 7th inning, scoring 4 runs, has busted it open. Swing and a miss at a changeup, and now Detroit is 1 strike away from going to Seattle. They lost the division series last year in 5 games to Cleveland. They're trying to avenge that here today. 1-2, the pitch. Swinging a grounder to first. Torkelson has it, takes it to the bag, and the Detroit Tigers are going to Seattle. They win the American League Wildcard Series, defeating the Cleveland Guardians in 3 games. The final today, 6-3, as they mob Will Vest out by shortstop and into shallow left field.
For all the talk of the Detroit collapse, it doesn't matter anymore. You win this series, you move on. Now they're in the spot that everybody thought they would be, well, 2 or 3 weeks ago. It maybe had to be a little bit different route to get there, but ultimately the team that just wanted to forget the last month was able to do that, win a hard-fought game 3 right here and advance on.
For the Cleveland Guardians, what an incredible second half of the season. What an incredible September. They won 20 of their last 25 regular season games. They won a game despite the fact that Detroit had 15 men left on base yesterday to force